Welcome back to Getting Real with Réal Andrews and Alex Rubina right here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. We love to hear from you. Give us a call, 661-298-5487, 661-298-KHTS. Don't forget to download your free KHTS 1220 app so you can take us with you anywhere. I got my good buddy Tim Abel from Soldier of Fortune, Grateful Nation, an amazing actor. Also, we're talking about patriotism and honor. Tim, before we get into a couple of serious things about patriotism and honor that are really on my heart, as you were sharing before, I thought of two funny things back when we were doing the Soldier of Fortune. It's funny now, but I remember, Tim, do you remember the first day we were sitting at these tables? There was you, me, Brad Johnson, Melinda Clark, Mark Shepard, and we had, basically there was 4 actors, me being one of them, and 5 actors, but only one really military guy. I was kind of not a military guy, but I was very serious about what we were doing. I never forget that day when they walked in, and the other Brad and Mark, and they were all joking around. They thought it was pretty funny, and in come these real Navy SEALs, Humphreys, and all of them, and they're just looking, not moving, not saying, waiting for these guys, and you and me are looking at each other going, oh gosh, please stop fooling around, because we knew we were about to get hammered. Do you remember that, Tim?
Oh, certainly I do. Yeah, working with those guys, Denny Chalker and Joe Hawes and Harry Humphreys and the other SEALs that were there, and the other law enforcement officers that were there. Yeah, they were there for business, man. And,
that was no joke.
Oh yeah, well, I'll tell you. I remember Brad Johnson asked me once about after like halfway through the first season, because he was playing a special forces major who was supposed to have all these high-speed skills and be a tough guy. I mean, and know his stuff. And he asked me. He really was asking me, like, as a soul-searching question, because it's one of those things that him, as an actor, and I think he used to be a cowboy and stuff like that, rodeo guy, is that he didn't really know, and he wanted to know the answer to this question, and I couldn't really answer it for him, but I just gave him my opinion. But it comes down to that question where you're playing a guy like this special forces soldier, and you're supposed to have all those qualities, and he looked good, looked the part. He didn't have the greatest weapon handling skills, which he kind of fought against because he had his own way that he wanted to do it. But he wanted to know. He asked me, Tim, let me ask you. I know you're a Ranger in the Army and whatnot, and but do you think I would have made I could have made it as a special forces or a Ranger guy, as a soldier? And he asked that question, and I've been asked that question so many times by other actors and people, not just actors, but people that I've met, because going through Ranger School and going through the Ranger Indoctrination Program to get into the Ranger Battalion, going through the Special Forces Qualification Course, all those things that a person has to go through to become either a Special Forces soldier, a Ranger, SEAL, going through BUDS or whatever it might be, all those different schools that people go through, they're meant to break you down and to find out what you're made of. Most people have the physical skills to do it. And that's not always the biggest and toughest guys. A lot of times it's like the guy you would not even assume. But it comes down to the mental toughness of that individual. And I'll say this, Réal, it comes down to the one thing: never quit. Mm-hmm. And that's what they're looking for. They're looking for a person who will never quit, no matter what's thrown at you, no matter how cold you are, no matter how hungry you are, no matter how hurt you are, that you never quit. You never say, I give. And that's what happens as you get put through the ringer, not on TV shows, but, and Dale Dye kind of puts some people through a 2-week course, but it's nowhere near what it's like to go through any of these other courses, the real courses, and to say, I don't quit. You can't make me quit. And as long as you stay healthy and you can make it through and you don't quit, then you know what? I'm willing to serve alongside you. And you'll get that Ranger tab. You'll get your Trident on your Trident to become a Navy SEAL. You'll get the SF tab or your Green Beret. And he asked me the question. He goes, do you think I could do it? I go, there's only one person who can answer that, and that's you. You play a great soldier. You look great. Do I personally think you could? I think you could. I think you could probably tough it through and make it through. But there were other guys who I was in Ranger school with. They were going through the RIP program. Who were tough guys who I thought were going to be awesome, and they quit. And I don't know where it is inside you that says I quit, but that thing, they got to the point where they go, I can't do it anymore. I quit. I choose not to do this. And I've seen that more times than not. All these courses have very high attrition rates. So anytime I see a guy who's a Ranger, who served in a Ranger battalion, a guy who's a Special Forces soldier who served with an SF team, Navy SEALs, all these guys, MARSOC, Marine Special Operations Command, Parent rescue jumpers out of the Air Force. These guys, they all have that one quality. They said, I will not quit. And I just imagine being put through the ringer on all accounts, whether it's, and I remember you asked me this question about, some of the things I did. Ranger indoctrination program was a very tough one for me. I mean, it was very tough. We lost more than half the guys that were going through that when I went through. The Ranger school was tough. We lost more than half of the guys that were there as well. And it comes down to, again, it doesn't matter how cold you are, how hungry you are, how much you hurt, how much you miss your mama, how much you want to go home. All those things, because you have to look around and everybody's in the same boat as you. And no one, and a lot of times people look around for someone to go, let's all quit, let's all stop. This is insanity. This is stupid. Why are we doing this? And it comes down to that thing inside you. What are you made of? What kind of metal do you have as a man? And that's what Brad was asking me, basically, is do I think he had the metal as a man to be a Ranger, to be a Special Forces soldier? Again, there's only one way to find out, guys.
He can only answer that. No, Tim, when you say that, you make as metal to be a man. I know we talked about this a long time ago, but my question, I'm wondering, you take these men out, men and women out, you take them that have served and they've lost arms, lost legs, and my question to you is, I know you had a lot of amazing experiences. It's a two-part question. Do you have one experience that really, really just affected you more than others? And do you have an experience where you spent some time with this man or woman and you found out later on they ended up being part of that statistic of the 23 a day?
Well, I'll tell you this. First of all, the thing that galvanized what I wanted to do, and it doesn't seem like a big thing, but I was going through, and I remember having gone into basic training, when I was 17, and then you go to AIT, which is the Advanced Infantry Training School, and then you go to Airborne School, and they were all, challenging. I wouldn't say that they were tough. They were challenging, and it wasn't until, and I was a highly motivated individual, myself and two other guys who were all going to Ranger Battalion. We were all from kind of the same area back in Maryland, and we all kind of challenged each other. I mean, we were always doing push-ups, running faster than the other. We were pull-ups, everything. We were just trying to get ourselves so mentally and physically psyched to what we were doing. And then I remember getting to the actual Ranger Battalion in Fort Lewis, Washington. And all the guys were deployed to Panama at the time. And then when they finally got back, I got to start my indoctrination program. Now, the Ranger Indoctrination Program, or RIP, has been now changed to the RASP program, the Ranger Assessment and Selection Program. So at the time I was going through, it was called RIP. And it's meant to weed out those guys, and they can't kick you out. They can't say you can't be here. It's the only way that they can get you out and to make sure that you're not the right guy is that you have to quit. So what they do is they don't threaten you, they don't do anything. It's just that if you can't perform, and if you get to a certain point where you can no longer continue, well, pretty much you've signed your exit form, because you cannot continue with it. Can you not continue, Ranger? I continue. Well, keep moving. And you have to make that decision. Again, it's about what you're made of. And I remember this entire program culminated in this last day, which was, it wasn't that, I'll say not that far. It was a 12-mile road march, and it was with full battle rattle, with all your pack, with your rifle, and your jungle boots. But I'll say this, is that there's only two of us who finished. And there was a truck, a deuce-and-a-half truck, riding in front, basically, or behind. And they had coffee, they had donuts, they had food in the back of the truck, so you get in the back of the truck. And basically what it was if you wanted to quit the walk, then you go back in the truck. And you sit down, you get to rest, you get to eat, you get to drink, and you can stop this nonsense. And again, myself and this one other kid named Zerkis, Private Zerkis, it's kind of Russian family. And it was, the most amazing thing was he and I were the only two that refused to quit. And I remember it was the most painful thing, Réal, that I've ever gone through. And I still think to this day about that one day, about how my feet were bleeding, the weight of the pack was heavy. Everything was just, and they keep you going at a fast pace. And I'll say it's almost like it's a pace that most people run at. And you're just walking. You're not just strolling. You are speed walking for 12 miles. And it's as fast as you're thinking you could humanly go. And they're going faster and faster. You can't run. You got to walk. You can't run. And I remember by not quitting that day and by making it all the way to the end, it galvanized who I was, and that I would make it here, and I would be a good ranger in the Ranger Battalion and Charlie Company, and first squad, third platoon, or first platoon, third squad, and that I would fit in well because that's what they were looking for, people that did not quit. But it was such a galvanizing moment for me. Now, going to people that I know, I just did 2 shows in Wyoming for Grateful Nation, and while we were there, one of the soldiers who we were filming with, he all of a sudden was having a bad day, and I remember talking to him off to the side, and I said, "Hey, buddy, what's up? Is everything okay?" He goes, "I just lost one of my squad members. Now, one of the guys he served with had killed himself." And that was like the second day we were there. Well, on the 5th day we were there, he lost another one, and from the same squad. That's been as close that I know that to me that somebody has killed themselves. But that said, I never know, and I always say this, and I tell people this as well from other programs, when we help our veterans, because there's been some guys that I've had on the program who I would say, if it hadn't been for being on the show, they may not be here today. And I've had guys call me back saying, "Mr. Abel, I just want to say thank you. Had I not been on Grateful Nation, I don't know where I would be today. I think I might have, done something stupid, something drastic. And I think that you helped me. And it makes me feel so proud and honored to have him say that. And I'm glad that I didn't find out it was the other, that he actually killed himself. So, and these guys, what I'll say this is that veterans helping veterans becomes sort of a mantra. These guys get a new mission and purpose in life. A mission and purpose to help other veterans, and they get their mind off of their own physical injuries and their own mental injuries, and they help others, which helps them, if that makes sense to you. And it's instead of feeling sorry for myself, oh, poor me, and which they have every right to do, and taking their meds and laying in a bed, they get up out of bed, they then get themselves helped, and then through helping themselves, they start helping other people. And then they take other guys hunting and fishing and get them involved in programs. And doing so, they've actually saved, I think we've saved lives.
I've heard a veteran once tell me that the part of him that he developed that pride at a high level is the part of him that he won't admit that he needs help. I don't know if that's a common thing about, proud warriors, is that they won't reach out and say, "I need help."
Well, think of this, Alex, is that Réal is quite a physical specimen of a man. Réal is something, I always see him training. He's always got his training mask on, and he's out there motivating people to do good and lose weight and to stay physically fit. And the one thing from our generation, and this is not specific to the military, was no pain, no gain. And how often have you heard that? You gotta go, you gotta hurt. No pain. Suck it up and drive on, man. You're not hurt that bad. And you get guys, whether it's pro football players or soccer players or whatever. These guys, what do? They pump themselves with steroids and keep going. I can't cry about that. It's kind of instilled in us as men. Hey, shake it off, man, shake it off. You're not hurt that bad. Shake it off. Hey, you might have a concussion, right? Now I think we've kind of gone to the other level where we're overprotective of our guys, but go to the military now, and you have the same exact thing. You get blown up for an IED. and then they go in 4 classes. You might be class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4. How bad was your bell rung? And, a lot of times guys are like, I'm fine, man, I'm fine. No, now you have to mandatorily sit out for a couple of days and be evaluated because you may have some traumatic brain injury. You get guys who get shot, blown up, lose legs. I mean, so many of these guys that I've had on the show, and we talk about this, imagine you're in your vehicle and you get blown up. All right, now you look over, you see your driver lost both arms, and there's blood spurting out of his stumps. Oh, my God. Well, now you look down and you realize you've lost both legs. Well, what do you have to do? It's just like when that mask falls out of the ceiling of an airplane, they tell you to do what? Put your own mask on first. All right. So, hey, he tourniquets his own legs. A lot of these, your BDUs now have tourniquets built in. You cinch up your legs, okay? And now these guys, they just want to help the other guys. There might be 2 guys dead in the back. Our soldiers, male or female, are taught to help and to be part of a solution. And so many times I've had guys on the show where they've had to be told by the other guys, Dahmer, sit down. Specialist Dahmer, sit down. You need some medical attention. No, I'm good. I just got to help my driver get out. He lost his arm. I got to help him. No, we got it. You sit down. And, I mean, this is the kid I'm talking about, Dahmer, not Jeff Dahmer, but Corporal Dahmer. He'd actually, Specialist Dahmer, he'd actually lost his entire lower half of his face. And he was still out there trying to help him and gurgling through the whole process, that he had to help these guys. And it wasn't until they made him sit down that he realized how bad he was hurt. So I find that this warrior code that we have, it's, if you are, Alex, imagine this, you are on a mission, and your mission and purpose is to go into this province and go get a bad guy and then come back out and be extracted. Well, if during that mission you get shot or wounded, are you going to quit?
Well,
that's the question. Is these guys go? I will not quit, no matter how badly I'm hurt. I will continue on. And so,
absolutely not, because you're fighting for your brother, like you said, next to you.
That's right. Yeah. And that's the same thing that happens now. Is these guys don't want to go admit that they're still hurt, that they need help. And I'll tell you, there's a young man that we had. He had the Navy Cross, which is just below the Medal of Honor, Marine Corps, and he refused to wear his medal because he felt that it was sort of a medal that he didn't deserve because he lost 3 men in this battle. But he had actually gone into machine gun fire 3 times, and they rescued 10 other Marines, killed 32 insurgents, yet he lost 3 of the members of his squad, so he thought it was a failure. Wow. But he refused to stop, and he said, over the years, he actually ended up writing a book, and Jeremiah Workman is his name. You guys should check him out. He's an outstanding individual. And he goes, Tim, I was a tough guy. I was a tough guy until that one day when I'm there with a pistol in my mouth and I'm about to pull the trigger and tears come out of my eyes. He goes, and then, praying to God, what do I need? What do I got to do? Everybody will be better off if I'm dead. And I have no idea how people come to that conclusion because I've never been in their shoes. But so many of our veterans, whether it's from the meds, from the experience, I don't know what, from the traumatic brain injury, I don't know. But he goes, in that moment, I realized I need to get help. And I put the pistol down, and I got help. And he ended up writing a book about it.
Maybe they keep re-justifying that there's one of my other brothers needs it more than I do, and they just keep tolerating, like, I got this. There's got to be someone else that needs it better than I do.
That's what I say. When they get a new mission and purpose in life, and they get off of their own issues. And this is just what I found from doing Grateful Nation, that these guys, once they have a new mission and purpose, because every day, imagine this, if you're laid up, you lost both legs, you're laying in bed, and you're taking your pain meds and playing Nintendo or whatever it is you're doing and drinking. I mean, and feeling sorry for yourself. And I don't mean that, I mean that in a bad way, that a lot of these guys have to go through tough love from other veterans who've gone through the same thing, where they go, get your butt out of the bed, and we're going to go turkey hunting. Get your butt out of the bed, we're going to go on a walk. We're going to go out to the mountains. We're going to go fishing. And so many of these guys go, I don't want to go fly fishing, man. And I'm thinking of one guy that we had on the show, and a young Marine, and he has a bilateral amputee. And he goes, man, I never fished in my life. And he goes, man, they forced me to go on this fly fishing trip on the Colorado River for a week on a float trip. Because I thought, this is going to be torture. I'm going to hate this. And now the guy's a fly fishing guide because it changed his life. And he married the girl who was his guide on this trip. So I look at that and I go, wow. And he goes, it totally changed my life, brother. And he dedicates his life now to helping take other veterans out because he knows how it changed his life. And that's what I say, veterans helping veterans. And through what we do in the outdoors, I think we've helped save a lot of lives. And these guys are out there who, after the experience of the outdoors and seeing how you look at everything. I mean, the beautiful sky, the ocean, the Colorado River, and the tranquility, and you find that is.
Hey Tim, I don't want to cut you off, but I got to take a quick break. We'll be coming back, buddy. I'm going to end on the beautiful the view, which you know that I love. You're listening to Getting Real with Réal Andrews and Alex Rubino. We'll be right back. See you soon. Welcome back to Getting Real with Réal Andrews and Alex Rubino right here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Thanks so much to our special guest, Tim Abel. He's got a couple movies coming up, Rodeo and Juliet, Rodeo, and a Steven Seagal movie called Sniper Special Ops. Look for it, and Outdoor Nation. We got the real heroes in the house. 1 week left. Woo woo! Yeah. So
raising the roof.
Tell us what's going on.
All right, this is Andrew. 1 week left. I am down 35 pounds.
Woo!
And that you can say that you're down 35 pounds, but today we worked out with some sausages. They're just weight bags, and they weighed 40 pounds. So I put that on my back, and I was running.
What kind of sausages?
And that 40-pound bag, and when I took it off, it just hit me that's what I lost, pretty much. And it's just so great, and I'm thankful.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good job.
I don't think Tom is taking the microphone, so I'll go ahead and grab it. But I'm down. This is Kyle Jellings. I am down 25 pounds.
Woo!
And still 9 pounds away from the goal. So there's still light at the end of the tunnel, as it were. But feeling much better.
Awesome.
Tired right now, but feeling good.
Nice. I noticed you're sitting down. Tom, how about you?
This is Tom. Down 45 pounds.
Nice. Congratulations.
And I agree with Andrew. Walking around today with those, I had a 50-pound bag on my back. Just thinking about that's basically what I lost, and incredible. I mean, once I put it down, and I felt, okay, well, 50 pounds less now. That's how I am, and I don't want to go back to the way it was.
It's a lot of weight, right?
Yeah.
Hey, and you got in. It was Merry Christmas to Tom. I hate to say it, but you got into a double X Steelers shirt today. You started with a 4X.
I did, yes.
That's awesome.
So I'm pulling out some money to start a fund to buy him some new pants.
Yes, because those are falling off.
We keep asking this guy to buy a new pair of pants, and he's like, I'm waiting. I'm like, how many sizes are you waiting to get to before you buy a new pair?
Fit 2 people in there. Yeah, let's start a Tom pants fund.
$5 from each of us, we get a pair of pants.
There you go. All right, guys. Listen, hey, guys, this is our last show before Christmas. We want to thank you for listening. Have a Merry Christmas. You're listening to Getting Real with Réal Andrews, Alex Rubino on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.